Hey, Steve Zook, welcome back to Pokesview channel. I recently got back from the mountains, and it was really nice. It was a little cold the first day. I went to Idlewild, California. I've been going there since I was 2 years old. A little cold the first day. It took a little time to get used to that. I know 44 sounds like warm if you live on the East Coast, right? You're like, wow, what a wussy. But anyway, and then the next day it was about 10 degrees warmer, and it was really beautiful up there. And there was snow on the side of the hills, and so even driving up the mountain, I saw families playing in the snow, and I think I even saw the Hells Angels there, and they were in a good mood. They were playing in the snow, and everybody was cool, which is a good thing, right? Everybody was happy. But anyway, it was really nice. The snow and the rain really cleaned up the air, and it's just, the mountains is my church. It just really helps connect me to nature and the rhythm of nature and the rhythm of my higher self. And man, it's a beautiful thing. But anyway, I'm just playing. I haven't done a video for them. By the way, if you're into the guitar ladder system, or if I sent you some samples, I really don't have time to chase you, okay? I don't have time to email you back and keep nudging you and nudging you. Bottom line, folks, bottom line, the guitar ladder system works big time. I've got over 40 years into it. I've sold it to people with master's degrees in music. I've sold it to many, many advanced players, intermediate players. If you want to take a quantum leap, if you want to wake up your musical ear, if you want to learn how to compose, if you want to become more right brain and less rigid, and learn to get in touch with your art within, get in touch with the artist within, I would suggest you invest the $199. This is not bullshit, folks. The people that are doing this system are discovering that. And every once in a while I get emails from people like, oh, it's really true. I've worked my ass off. It's ear training, folks. It's ear training that doesn't put it in a box. It's not in a box. If you're trying to learn to be a better guitar player and a better composer, and learn to actually, very few real composers on the planet, but I believe everybody has unique musical ideas, but you need to wake up your musical ear so you can hear these ideas that really come from the universe. But if you're not familiar with the language of music and the vocabulary of music, you're not going to find it. So that's like I studied with Joe Pass like 44 years ago or something. I'm going to be 65 in March. I studied with him when I was in my early 20s. And he used to say that, the improvisation is really the key to waking up your musical ear and taking some advanced leaps in terms of understanding the language of music. Art is subtle. But that's why the 240 studies in the guitar ladder system, they incorporate many different systems of improvisation, but we don't insult the subconscious mind by putting everything in a box. Now, if you want to get a little bit more into theory and different things and get that from somewhere else, that's fine. But what I've found is that, you should know some basic theory. I agree with that. But, it's kind of like we're trained ever since we're young kids to put things in a box. We take tests, check off this box, It's a very, the way that Western education is, it's almost like they're trying to put you in a box and make you a good little boy, a good little girl, so you'll fit into society. But artists are different, whether you play for a living or just play for joy. If you want to discover your unique musical point of view and learn to compose and improvise, and improvisation is the fertile soil of compositional skills, the guitar ladder system works. You can go to stevezookguitars.com and put in an order there. You do not need to be a member of PayPal. I do not send all the studies at once because it doesn't work effectively that way. I send you a study or two every, whatever you want to do, every couple of weeks, every month, whatever you want to do. But it works best if you don't, saturate yourself with it. So if you really want to take a quantum leap, and I would suggest you go for it. It really works. I've gotten incredible letters. I've gotten letters from people that haven't really done much at all with music, and then they got into my guitar letter system, and now they're composing and things. Some really great music. Some of them have even sold music for film and TV, which I do a little of too. And by the way, if you have some great music and you buy the guitar letter system, I'm happy to send it out to my connections as well. Anyway, hey, this guitar I'm playing today in a flamenco tune. This is a Garcia nylon string. I really like these, and it takes a little work to get the tone out of these, but I think the flame maple back gives it a certain pop, you know. It's going to be 90 today here, so it's already messing with my guitars, you know. People don't realize weather greatly affects guitars. In fact, I got an email today from somebody, or a text from somebody who's a truck driver and has like a beater in his truck. I was trying to explain to him that going with a newer guitar would be more stable. Because weather, even just shipping a guitar, it's greatly affected by weather. And a lot of these old guitars made in Japan, I have a lot of experience with them, you know. They used animal glue, so that animal glue does break down, and that's why a lot of them, you know, need to have some issues addressed, you know. Anyway, this is a cool tuning. You make the G string an F sharp, and then you make the low E a D. And so you can do real simple things in this tuning that sounds cool. Okay, like this is something I recently came up with. Alter tunings are really good for you. To forms like this. It's good ear training to yeah, this guitar's got a couple buzzes it didn't even have until the weather changed here. I mean, it's winter. It's going to be 90 today. I think it was 88 yesterday. But you can hear that tone. But you know, some guitars you have to play with a little bit more weight. Messing with stuff like this, I don't worry about trying to figure out what the name of each chord is. Folks, you got to get your music out of your left brain and push it more to the right brain. You need to feed the right brain, wake up the musical ear, and that's why the 10 different systems of improvisation, I don't sit there and break it down and go into long, tedious, you know, wasting time trying to explain everything. It's inside my studies. Your own subconscious mind is going to absorb it and learn how to incorporate it into your improvisation. So, you know, I guess it kind of cooperates with the science of neuroplasticity. And if you're kind of a real left brain guy that kind of thinks like an engineer, maybe it's not for you. But if you really want to make a quantum leap, I suggest you invest at $199. You can order it at Steve's Guitars. It really works. It's not bullshit, folks. I don't you know, make this shit up. I just started seeing quantum leaps with my students. It was incredible. We both just kind of went, well, this is kind of weird, you know. But when you use your brain correctly and you input information into your subconscious mind, it's so powerful. Your subconscious mind doesn't need a bunch of cute little formulas to learn how to use the tools that we're giving it, okay? I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying it's not good to know a little basic theory like, you know, chord construction and tonal centers and what chord can go with what scale. But when it comes down to improvisation, if you're always thinking, you know, intervallic, symmetry, you know, diatonic, secondary dominant, whatever it might be, modal, whatever, you know, you're not, those ideas are going to get stifled. Your creativity and the ideas are trying to bubble up. you know, your own subconscious mind, by going through my guitar ladder system studies, it's just gonna open up and start giving you ideas. You'll start playing stuff. You'll be like, where in the hell did that come from? It's really a great process. But anyway, this tuning you might want to it's really fun. And you'll find some interesting chords. Anyway, I'm going to stop right there. This is a Garcia. This is probably one I'm just going to keep. I really like it. I've got a couple of them. Garcia, made in the 70s, nylon string. Like I said, you have to work to bring the tone out, but it's got some really interesting tones, man. Anyway, I haven't done a video for a while, so I thought I'd do one. If you want to try this tuning, just make your third string a G. I'm sorry, the third string an F sharp, and then make your low E a D. I really like this tuning. I got this tuning from Carlos Montoya, the great flamenco player. I try to learn from everybody. Alright folks, take care. You can order the guitar ladder system at stevezookguitars.com. You do not have to be a member of PayPal, stevezookguitars.com. If you have a hunch about the guitar ladder system, just order it. I'll give you a 6-month money-back guarantee, but I'd like you to try it for a while. It's not going to take you 6 months to get some results, but I'd like you to try it and give it a chance. If you just do a couple studies, you're not giving it a chance. You know, it really works, folks. I've spent over 40 years developing this system, and like I said, I've seen students. This is not bullshit. I've seen students with like hardly any natural talent just start blooming like they were really like raised in a different family and actually had some natural talent. I'm not kidding you. It's a real deal, folks. All right, take care. Let's all keep the positive faith. Remember, the universe is unfolding in time, not unraveling. Be careful what you focus on, because what you focus on expands. Ciao.